Bible's amazing. I've been reading through the books of the Kings for the past couple weeks now, and it's so cool to see how God moved and worked through the kingdoms of Judah and Israel despite the many, many failures of the people and of the kings that were leading them. And one of the best things about the Bible is that we get to see God's hand in everything. We see it in Joseph's story. We get to see actually how God cares throughout the whole thing. And when Joseph was wrongly accused of something, he was thrown in jail. And I think we could all imagine the feeling of hopelessness that comes from being locked in a jail cell. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, no idea when we're going to get out. Hopelessness might actually be the only thing that we would feel. But like I said, one of the best things about the Bible is that we get to see God's hand in it all. And when you finish the story of Joseph, we see that God was present even when it appeared like things were falling apart. It was hard to see that while sitting in a jail cell. But in hindsight, it is very clear that God never left Joseph. And not only did he never leave, but he used everything that happened, including his time in the jail cell, to orchestrate his good. And if you're unfamiliar with how, then make sure that you tune in as we see how the story concludes over the next 2 weeks. But if you're watching this devotional right now, then that means most likely you're not sitting in a jail cell. But you could be in a different situation where all you feel is hopelessness. And if that is you, then I have 2 things for you this morning. First, remember Joseph. He experienced loss after loss after loss. And the feeling of hopelessness was not a stranger to him, but God never left. God used every moment for goodness. And there is absolutely nothing except your belief in Jesus' death on the cross and his resurrection from the grave. There is nothing but that prevents you from having the same relationship with God. Second, memorize this verse, Psalm 55:22. Cast your cares on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken. We can give our cares and our burdens and our worries and our fears to God through prayer, just like we talked about yesterday. He promises to take care of us, to sustain us, just like he did for Joseph, and just like his own word says he will in Psalms. It doesn't matter what you're going through, you can endure it. It doesn't matter where you are, he is with you there. It doesn't matter when you see the goodness amidst the badness, it is there. When you can't see the bigger picture, do the next right thing. And the next right thing is always remembering that God has not stopped moving in your life.